Hi folks, I'm Brian and I hope you're feeling creative. Recently I traversed the continent of Australia in order to visit my friend and fellow YouTuber Mike Enyo in his amazing Creative Source studios, linked down below. Mike had invited me to participate in a rather dumb but very fun challenge. Now before we get to that video, I want to encourage all of my subscribers, please stick around to the end of this video so that you get the details on how you could be the proud owner of my shrunken studio. Take it away, Mike.
In 1966, the Beach Boys recorded Good Vibrations. The question is, how much did it cost them? We'll get to the answer to that question in just a moment. But first of all, I want to introduce you to my good friend Brian here, who's been taking part in a really interesting recording challenge with me over the last couple of days, haven't you, Brian?
Hi, Mike. I hope you're well. And to me, this challenge felt really unfair.
Well, I don't know about that, but well, let's get the basics down first. We both recorded the same song, the same instruments, the same arrangement and everything, but we had slightly different conditions.
Well, that's to say the least.
Okay, Brian, so let me know about your conditions for this challenge.
Well, thankfully, with the $300 you allotted me to create a full production song, I shrunk my studio down to this.
Ooh.
It's the Boss Micro BR80 by Roland, and it's a whole recording studio in my hand. Okay, Mike, so tell me about these stringent conditions that you have to work with.
Now, look, I only had a budget of $21,000 to work with. Now, look, in fairness, that did mean that I was only going to be able to use a fraction of the equipment in my studio.
That must have been terrifying for you.
Hard. Now, listen, you may have already decided who's going to win this challenge, but do me a favour. Pause the video right now and leave a comment for your future self, and we'll see if you're right.
It's probably him.
All right, mate, let me know about the gear that you chose.
Okay, Mike, first thing I did was hop on eBay and I bought this BR80 for $111, and then I realised in order to record the guitar with it and find the sweet spot, I'd need a mic stand. So I bought a mic stand for $99, and then I realised I needed some sort of mounting thing, so I bought a phone holder that fit on the mic stand for $20.
Oh, cool. I love the fact that his mic stand cost nearly as much as his whole studio. Okay, so what about monitoring? What did you use for monitoring?
That's where the magic happened, Mike. I bought a set of no-name generic headphones, and they were beautiful, for $30.
Oh, lovely. So no affiliate links for those then.
For the bass guitar, I didn't have to spend any more money because the BR80 has a 1/4-inch input on the side and amp sims.
Okay, so tell me about the mic you used for vocals.
Well, I probably should have mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the guitar. The BR80 actually has 2 built-in condenser mics.
Okay, but are they any good for vocals?
They're pretty good, but I do recommend a pop filter, and I picked one up for about $15.
Nice. Okay, so as a part of this challenge, we both had to include drums in the arrangement. So tell me about your drums, Brian.
Well, once again, Mike, the BR80 actually has built-in programmable drums. I didn't need plugins, I didn't need MIDI, and I didn't need a keyboard.
And we'll see. Okay, so finally, we both had to mix and master our tracks. And don't tell me you did it all in the BR80.
I mixed it on board the BR80, and then I exported it and mastered it through an AI mastering app.
Oh, how much?
$10.
So Brian completed his recording, mixing and mastering within the massive $300 budget that I assigned to him. So let's have a listen to the result.
I wonder what could happen if the world believed for a day in one love, many roads, all creed, all color, all culture, all dreams. One love by many names. One love by many names.
So, Mike, What kind of high-end gear were you limited to? And before you answer, cue the montage.
My PC cost around $3,298. My DAW, Studio One, $399. My plugins only cost $2,443. My audio interface, the Apollo X4, cost $1,999. My monitors, the Adam A7Vs, cost $1,440. My subwoofer, $400. The monitor stands, $107. My Neumann headphones cost $549. And a couple of cables for $136.
Bargain. Okay, so I suppose you recorded the guitar next.
Not quite. I needed some microphones for that, so I chose the Neumann KM184 stereo set for $1,595. Plugged them into a lovely mic preamp, the ASP800, for $910. And of course, I needed a mic stand, that was $89. A stereo mic bar for $82. And I really don't like crawling around behind my desk, so I used a snake for $133.
You had a snake behind your desk? So give me the list for the bass guitar.
Actually, it was just a free amp sim plugin that came with the audio interface.
Ooh. So Mike, what about the vocals?
Now, vocals are pretty important to me, so I did choose the Neumann U87 microphone for $3,750. Of course, that needed a mic stand, $99. A wonderful pop filter, I got to say, for $88. And I wanted to give it that analog touch, so I went for a WA76 for $499 and a WA2A for $949. Lovely mic preamp, the WA-MPX for $749. Now, of course, all of that had to be linked together with a patch bay, which cost $150, and they needed power, $100. Okay, for drums, I did use a plugin, which I already included in the cost earlier, but I needed something to play them on, and the only thing at my disposal was my Arturia Keylab 88, which costs currently $999.
Okay, Mike, that's all good and well. But what about the mixing and mastering?
So for mixing, I just mixed it in my DAW, and I didn't use any external services for my mastering. I did that in my DAW as well, using plugins already included in the costs.
Okay, well, before we do an A-B comparison, let's listen to your mix all the way through.
Hi folks, Future Mike here during editing, and I just wanted to quickly suggest that you again pause the video now and leave a comment down below to your future self predicting how much better you think this $21,000 recording is going to be. So yeah, go ahead and hit pause now and welcome back.
I wonder what could happen if the world believed for a day in one love, many roads, all creed, all color, all culture, all dreams. One love by many names. One love by many names.
Now, I must say, you may have come to your conclusions about who the winner is, but I was actually quite impressed with this little machine. Brian, why do you like it so much?
I love it because it's portable. It's the perfect gift to give a young person who's just starting out in music and wants to learn something about recording. I think it's a magnificent thing to be able to record your band practices, do some rehearsals, or do some practice at home. Really, it's a really incredibly versatile machine, and I couldn't recommend it more, even though it's not necessarily going to measure up to Mike's studio.
Now, my $21,000 budget is actually quite modest when you consider that in 1966, the Beach Boys recorded Good Vibrations for a whopping $50,000.
Which is, in today's money, more than $480,000.
Which is 4,324 BR80s.
And if you put them end to end, they would stretch from here to the beach, boys.
Now, before we listen to that A-B comparison, I want to point out that you could actually buy 77 BR80s for the cost of my whole production.
But will it be 77 times better?
You be the judge.
I wonder what could happen if the world believed for a day in one love, many roads, all creed, all color, all culture, all dreams. One love by many names. One love by many names.
Well, there you have it, folks. I think it's important to note at this stage that we tracked, mixed and mastered these pieces of music in one day. And I also believe that given more time and a little bit more effort on my part, the BR80 could have been more competitive. Obviously, the A-B comparison there depends hugely on the quality of your playback audio, be that headphones or speakers. Now, in order for you to be the happy subscriber that owns this BR80 in the very near future, you simply need to email me at bandinaboxrevealed@gmail.com. I'll put that address down below in the description. In the subject matter, type BR80, and in the content of your email, please provide me your first name and the country that you live in. I will choose one of those emails at random by the 5th of November, so that the winner can receive it before Christmas. It would make a great gift for a young person, or you might be interested in having a play with it yourself. So I just want to thank everybody for watching, and email me today. Bye for now.